To go into the hospital like 4 or 5 times, even though I was freaking out. I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital. And as God will have it, I had to go into that hospital a lot of times.
Hi guys, my name is Eva. I just thought to come on here to record my experience of being pregnant during this pandemic, Covid-19. It has been interesting. I've been scared, and basically you have to get used to what's happening. So I am 32 weeks pregnant. I got notes here because baby brain. And yeah, just to put it down, and if you're going through it as well, maybe just to remind you that you're not alone. 32 weeks pregnant. This is my tummy. This is baby number 2. So how has it been? Oh my gosh, it's been a roller coaster. At first, what I struggled mainly with was morning sickness, which wasn't much of a surprise to me because I also dealt with morning sickness in my first pregnancy, but this one was definitely different kind of morning sickness. I was tired a lot. Not only tired, like I can feel my energy drain out of me when I stand up sometimes, and I have to find a place to sit down. But yeah, I dealt with morning sickness until I was about five months pregnant. Or the vomiting stopped around 4 months or 5 months, around 4 to 5 months pregnant, but I was still feeling nauseous, I always had saliva in my mouth. Oh my gosh, TMI. I always had saliva in my mouth, which wasn't nice. So before Corona started, I was seeing my midwife normal, but then after February, around March, everything changed. The midwife, you can't see them as you used to before, and I'm yet to do a video about because I'm planning to do a VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean. So my first baby was an emergency cesarean, which I will talk about in another video. But basically, with my midwife, there's a team that's supposed to help me through this experience and to make sure I have a successful VBAC, but that was crashed thanks to Corona. And just in March, I just got when I was speaking to my midwife, they're like, oh yeah, the VBAC team is gone. I was devastated, like, oh my gosh. So that was when my freak out mode came on. I was freaking out, like, oh my gosh. I started researching like crazy. Even now I'm still researching, just to get my mind around what I'm doing, what to expect, just everything in general. But yeah, the midwife visit became a bit less. The VBAC team was no longer available, sadly, and I tried to stay out of the hospital as much as possible, which is funny because when I was from 28 weeks pregnant to of my pregnancy, I had to go into the hospital like 4 or 5 times, even though I was freaking out. I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital, and as God will have it, I had to go into that hospital a lot of times. And basically what happened was I had a very low immune system, and I got shingles. So shingles is basically chickenpox. So chickenpox, if you had chickenpox when you were younger, you are prone to having shingles. So shingles is from the same virus that causes chickenpox that stays in your body. So because my immune system was very low due to pregnancy, shingles started, and it was painful. gosh, it was so painful. It was on my back and just a little bit below my tummy, and it left a lot of scars, sadly, but I am relieved that the pain is gone anyway. So basically I had to go to the hospital a lot of times. First was to find out what exactly is happening to me. Secondly was so when I went, they found out it was shingles, and then they said, oh, we need a blood test just to make sure it's shingles and it's not chickenpox, because if it was chickenpox, then the baby might be in a bit of trouble. So but if it was shingles, then baby's fine, I'm fine, you know, baby's immune to it. So they took my blood, they took a swab, but then I called 3-4 days later, and they said, oh, we lost your blood sample, we lost the swab, we don't know the doctor that took it, so you have to come back again to do the thing again. So I had to go back to hospital to do that, and yeah, that was the first issue. The second one, forgot. Can you guess? I've forgotten. What was it? Oh, glucose test, that's it. So apparently, if you're from African background, you are prone to is it called gestational diabetes, which is basically diabetes that you're prone to getting diabetes while you're pregnant. So they needed to do a glucose test to see whether I have diabetes. So that requires me to go to the hospital, get the test done, and all of that. So another thing that led me to the hospital anyway, I was just going to hospital, and eventually I became a pro. You know, I knew I just cover my nose. At the beginning, I was wearing gloves, but I found that wasn't really working for me, because you're touching all these things with the gloves, you know, and then you still touch your bag, you touch your coat. So I was very confused. I decided to just let the gloves go. So I had a hand sanitizer with me. This one. It's a lot of it at the beginning of coronavirus issues. This one. So I'll have this in my jacket, and whenever I touch stuff, I can just sanitize my hand, or whenever I feel like I needed to feel clean, I'll just use this hand sanitizer. But most of the time I try to wash my hand often, and that's what I did. And then when I get home from the hospital, I will remove all my clothes, put in the washing machine or in dirty clothes laundry, and I'll have my bath. And that was how I've been doing. I become a bit more confident. So if you are struggling with you know being scared of this pandemic, I think it's just about finding the best way to deal with it. Basically, you have to find the best way to deal with it, because the reality is we just have to get used to this. It's not going anytime soon until they find a cure, until they find the vaccine. This is the world we are in right now, so we have to make the best of it, basically, and keep safe. So what else have I experienced? Yeah, I had to also go to the hospital again, because when I saw my midwife about 4 weeks ago, they normally measure your tummy to find out an estimate of how many weeks your baby is. And the one they did that day, they said, oh, it looks like your tummy is a bit bigger, it's measuring a bit bigger. Why is baby big? What part of baby is big? So they sent me to the hospital the next day to go and get a scan. So yeah, I went to hospital again. They did the scan. Baby's fine, just the baby's tummy is bigger than usual, so the baby is kind of a bit bigger. The head is fine, normal size, everything is fine, just baby's tummy is a bit big. I'm hoping that's it. I don't want a massive baby. I'm not big, you know. I don't eat a lot because I don't have a lot of appetite during this pregnancy, so I'm not quite sure why baby is big. I'm not big. Hubby's tall. I don't know why baby is chubby anyway, but as long as baby is healthy, we are fine. Loss of appetite. I struggled with eating. So what I did was focus on things that I crave. At a time it was KFC, then another time it was McDonald's, and then suya. Oh my god, let me tell you about suya. I have spent so much money in suya. It got to a point, it became so much that we decided to buy the beef and make the suya, and I spent a lot of money doing that. You know, so suya was a big thing. I think it might be because it's very fatty, so it fills me up. So even though I didn't eat most of the day, you know, that's, you know, some comfort to me. Oh, you've eaten something. And yeah, I try every morning to have some oatmeal and apple, but that's not enough food. So for dinner I tend to eat suya. Another time, what else did I crave? Nando's. Yeah, I ate a lot of Nando's chicken. What else? There was a time I craved the banana. Yeah, so basically I had no appetite, but I do have some kind of cravings, and I try to give into that cravings, and that's the only way I could get my calories. And I also try to take my multivitamins for pregnancy, so that kind of gave me a bit of reassurance. But I'm doing better now. The morning sickness is gone, but the lack of appetite is still there. But I managed to incorporate drinking smoothie into my routine. So I'll put a lot of spinach and banana and milk, blend it, drink that. So that is good. Sometimes apple, strawberry, you know, whatever is in the fridge, I put it, kale. So that's a good way to get your nutrients in if you feel like you have no craving for fruits and vegetables, if you feel like you're not eating enough. Yeah, till today, that's what I've been doing. If I have no appetite, eat what you're craving, drink your vitamins, and try some smoothie. I think that's it. So yeah, so that's my 32 weeks pregnancy update. Let me know if you're going through the same thing when you see this video. There's a lot of moms that are giving birth during this. They're doing okay. Of course, I hear once in a while the bad news, but there are good news. You just have to be more careful, do your research, you know, feel confident with the information you have, and you know, one day at a time. All right, thanks guys. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye.